I couldn't resist submitting this book to the big CGC Wolverine 50th anniversary signature signing event. Stay tuned as I reveal what book I sent in, what grade did I get, and who signed the book. Welcome back, comic book fans. It's Rusty again with Collector Auctions, and I have got a CGC unboxing for you. Yes, I sent in a book, just one book though, to the big Wolverine 50th anniversary signature signing event. Boy, that's a mouthful, I'll tell you. You know how many times I had to do this take to get that out? Well, I sent in one book because it got pretty expensive because I got multiple signatures on this book. And what I'm going to do now is I'm opening up this box. We'll find out what book that I sent in and who exactly I got to sign this book and why. So stay tuned as I get the knife and we open up this box.
Yes! Yes!
All right, guys, I've got the box right here. We've got the knife. Let's get into it right now. So, as I've always talked about, when you only have a couple books back, they send your books back from CGC in these literature-style boxes. I love these things because they are definitely very sturdy. It is taped up awesomely. So we're gonna open this box. We're gonna cut open everything. I'm pretty excited about this because I got this from FedEx about 15 minutes before I had to go to work today. So I literally had to go to work and let this set. And I'm sitting here about 14 hours later, getting ready to open up this box. I'm pretty excited about this. I'm really nervous about the grade, but those are the risks that we take in this. And that's the excitement that we get out of these CGC unboxings. And let's see if I can open this up. All right, we're partway there. And one thing, it was pretty cool today, while I was waiting for this to arrive, the internet was blowing up with the amount of books that were coming back from CGC with the signed books from this signing event. A lot of the Wolverine miniseries, and it's interesting to see who exactly, which creators they would get signed. And I mean, they had a whole gaggle of people there. Miller, Claremont, Rubenstein. You've got Roy Thomas. You've got the colorist and the letterer as well. And I know a lot of people didn't get everybody, and a lot of people got everybody. So I'll show you who I got on my book right here. So here it is, nice and wrapped up. I do not know the grade. I did not look. I mean, I kept checking back to make sure that it got shipped. I was excited when I saw that it was shipped. It's been in grading and encapsulation for like the last 2 weeks. And then just 2 days ago, it went into final review. I think that's what it was. And I knew it was on the cusp of getting sent in. And later that afternoon, I got the FedEx alert that something had been shipped. And man, they got up here fast. 2 days later, I've got the book right here. I resisted the urge to take a look at the grade, and I'm going to look down here just briefly enough to know that I've got the book oriented in the right way. Let's see if I can do this without revealing the grade. Well, I'll see the invoice. Let's get the invoice out of there. Okay, I've got the book situated just the right way. We got the invoice down. Now, it won't come to any surprise to anybody what book I sent in. As I said, I only sent in one book for this because it got pretty expensive with the number of signatures I added to this. And I might have wanted more books signed. I always wanted more books signed, but this is the one I sent in. I'll show you what I've got. No surprise here that we've got Wolverine #1, the limited series, and it's a newsstand. And I also picked this up not that long ago at a little comic book show here in the area. I thought this was a spectacular copy. When I bought it, once I got it into the press, the backside had a little bit more defects than the front side. The front side looked immaculate. But the backside, the spine, there's small little defects that I hope wasn't going to hurt it too bad. And I had to make a decision on what I wanted to do because sitting in there in my PC on my desk, I do have a newsstand signed Wolverine #1, signed by Frank Miller. And I got that a couple years ago at this point. And I've resisted the urge to send that in to get Claremont and Rubenstein, at the very least, to sign the book because, man, that's a newsstand 9.8. I didn't want to risk it. It's got the 9.8. Do I really need those other signatures? And even though I've talked about sending in already slab books that have been signed previously, and I've done it several times already, and I've always had good success with that. Man, I got scared off. I didn't do it. That's the second time Claremont's done a signature signing over the last year that I did not send in that book. And I don't know if I was going to regret it. And when I bought this book, I'm going, okay, I've got a good alternate to send in that's a good candidate. It ended up not being quite as good as I had hoped, but I hope it doesn't drop off and fall off the cliff as much as I always fear on these cases. Now, so I ended up only sending in this book right here. And before we go on, let's talk about the signatures. Before I do the grade, let's do the signatures. I got Frank Miller, Rubenstein, Joe Rubenstein. I got Chris Claremont. And I went ahead, and I'm going to mispronounce the names. I got the colorist and the letterer too. Who did I not get? I did not get Roy Thomas. And when they announced this signing in this group, it made perfect sense for this book, except for Roy Thomas. And I'm going, what's going on? Roy Thomas had nothing to do with this book. Roy Thomas really had nothing other than being the editor-in-chief of having anything to do with Wolverine. Well, then it got revealed not that long after that he's getting co-creator rights to Wolverine now, and that's a little bit debatable. He submitted this, I guess, after everybody else basically died. There's no one left to dispute whether or not he really was a co-creator. So I didn't feel like I wanted him on this book. He wasn't even the editor on this book. So I decided to leave Roy Thomas off of this. But I added all the other creators, and I splurged since it was only one book. I went ahead and splurged. I got the available Wolverine custom label. Right now it is the John Byrne from his run on the second main series of Wolverine. I wish they had still have the Frank Miller. I think it was issue number 2. They used that Wolverine on there for a long time. I wish they'd still do that label, but this one's just as good, but it doesn't quite match up with the series. Of course, that's not Frank Miller art there, of course. So this is the book. That's who I got to sign the book. Let's get down to brass tacks and let's do the grade. And let's see what we did. 9.4. That's actually kind of what I figured this is going to be. Little bit disappointing. I'd hope we get a gift grade of in that 9.6 range. I knew it wasn't going to hit 9.8, but I kind of hope we get into that 9.6 range. 9.4 is not bad. It's a pretty nice collectible. I don't know if at that grade I'm going to want to keep it in the PC, but not bad. Let's take a quick look at it. Well, the signature placement on all of these are all very good. You've got Claremont up here at the top. You got Frank Miller in his traditional spot right above Wolverine. Rubenstein actually signed in his hair right below that. And then you've got, let me see if I can pronounce these. It's Gwyneth Oliver is down here at the bottom, and Tom Orzechowski is, I hope I pronounced that right, in white down there. So not bad, not fantastic, but not bad. So that's the CGC unboxing. Like I said, this is the only book I sent in for this signing. I don't know, maybe sometime I'll have the courage to send in my 9.8 to a future signing, at least with Rubenstein and Claremont, and have that one broken open and resubmit, and just keep your fingers crossed on that. Someday I might have the courage for that. But for today, this is the one book. Hope you guys enjoyed this short video. Hope you enjoyed the CGC unboxing. Definitely leave me a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about the book. And if you're ever interested in anything like this right here, definitely reach out to me at collectorauctions@yahoo.com, or contact me on Instagram, DM me, or you can check out what I currently have for sale, and this will probably be listed on eBay and on Shortbox in the near future as well. Those links are down in the description. But guys, I'm out of here. You have a great day. Thank you for joining me, and remember, every comic has a story.